The things that we do that make us feel comfortable aren't serving us anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, they're killing us even more.
Fact.
No one will deliver you from trauma but yourself.
Oh, yes.
You cannot wait for the person you traumatized you to deliver you from the trauma.
It takes maturity for you not to blame somebody else for your
It does.
For the
It does.
trauma. People would rather live in that victim mentality
Yes.
of the trauma that they put them in.
Ow.
Because you can use that as an excuse for everything.
Everything! Throughout my whole life, I have been very uncomfortable in my own body. Everyone around me, in school, in family, in the home that I was in, as I would naturally present, the question I would get is, why do you act like a female? For so long I hated the way I talked. For so long I hated the way I walked. For so long I hated the way I moved, the way I presented, the way I expressed, to the point where...
You know what? This life is already messed up.
It's crazy.
The majority of the trauma that people are going through right now is something that has been instilled in them from a young age.
Age.
How do you eliminate that? My whole take right now is, I may not know how to word it.
Go for it. A parent that was traumatized as a child, that parent may apologize and be genuinely sorry.
The trauma
is still there. Because that person isn't going to heal that trauma. The apology doesn't heal the trauma. It is the work that you do that heals that trauma. No one's coming to save you, baby.
The longer you stay in some, the more you don't tend to even see the problem anymore.
You're clouded, fam.
You're clouded. Some people don't even know that you have trauma.
Guys, trauma can be so damaging, and it upsets me that the African society sees like physical illnesses and ailments, and they treat it more severely than mental ailments. Mental ailments need to be dealt with head on, or it can be so deep-seated that it can change our biology.
I cannot try to be you.
Facts.
I cannot be talking like Sam on a podcast.
Right, I mean, sometimes you try to. Guys, this is Seth trying to talk like me. What the fuck?
Should I give you a sample?
Welcome back to another episode of the World of Our Own podcast. If you do not know already, get to know this is your number one unfiltered space on the internet for all conversations about all things life, adulting, and surviving this thing we call adulthood. Now, I am your one and sometimes ever so chaotic host, Sam.
And I am Omoba.
Guys, we're going to get a little bit vulnerable in this episode because I want to bring you guys along on a conversation that me and Sev were having whilst the camera was rolling, but we didn't officially start the episode. Basically, I was essentially telling Sev why. So basically, in our friendship group, there's this, not narrative, because it's not really a narrative, it's more of a reality, that Samuel doesn't know how to dance.
Oh. Is that even a narrative? You mean a fact?
No, I've improved. Stop it right now. I've improved. Stop it.
Sam, what's your dance? You and Naomi dance.
Oh.
No. We are not doing that.
All jokes aside, I actually have rhythm and I can move my body. I think that's what.
Take that back.
No, I can. But anyway, the conversation started with just us reflecting. I don't know if it's reflecting, but we were talking about how my lack of dance ability. Essentially, we were talking about therapy, and then we went into a conversation about me kind of, everyone knows it in our community. Samuel doesn't know how to dance, blah, 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 we get it. And I was essentially telling Seth, he was asking me, Sam, why? Because we were talking about therapy, and he was like, why do you think you need therapy? And I was using the whole dancing thing essentially as an example of kind of one of the reasons why I feel like I need therapy. And I was essentially telling him that, oh, this is a weird thing to admit online, but I feel like I've said it out so much that it's not something crazy to me. I was basically telling Sev that throughout my whole life, and I'm still even doing that work right now, I have been very uncomfortable in my own body. And that's kind of part, I think naturally I'm not much of a dancer, but I think that's a big part of why I don't know how to naturally move in my own body. And I'm not even just talking about physical movements, even sometimes when it comes, for a long time, it was even when it came to speaking, it was how it came to my facial expressions. And he was asking me why do you feel like you've never been able to feel comfortable in your own body. Now, just for context, so we bring you guys along with us, I was telling Sev the reason why I've grown up very uncomfortable in my body and very conscious of even not just my movements, but my facial expressions, the way I speak, just the way I present to the world, is because ever since like a child and growing up, even into my teenage years, into even young adulthood, I would say it maybe ended in like 1920. Do you understand what I mean?
Flip.
Everyone around me,
I have a question because after that.
Yeah, go for it. Everyone around me in school, secondary school, my brothers, in family, in the home that I was in, would say, as I would naturally present, the question I would get is, why do you act like a girl? Why do you act like a female, right? And for so long, I felt because I got that question so much, I questioned the way I presented to the world as well. To the point where I didn't know how to act anymore. I didn't know how to dance. I didn't know how to move my body. I felt very rigid in the body I was placed in, because the only way I can explain it is that my soul, like my inner self, felt like it didn't belong in the body that it was placed in, because everyone questioned the way I presented to the world.
But did you question it though?
Yes. So I would say initially I didn't question it as a kid, because as a kid, you're just a kid, you're just doing your thing. But I think as you get into your teenage years, that's when I started to question, not necessarily question the body I was placed in, but question the way I acted. Instead of questioning because I think some people, they would question their body, I questioned my soul. So in the sense of, I questioned my inner self. I questioned, is there something wrong with the way I naturally am? Because for me, it was confusing, because it's like, I'm just being. Like,
you're just enjoying life.
Right. Like, I'm just being. I'm just talking. I'm just expressing. I'm existing. And to everyone else, it's like, oh my God, why are you acting like a female? Oh my God, like, that's a bit weird. Like, boys don't act like that. Why do you move like that? Why do you talk like that? And to the point where, as I got into my teenage years, I questioned myself, like, why do I talk like this? For so long I hated the way I talked. For so long I hated the way I walked. For so long I hated the way I moved, the way I presented, the way I expressed. I think the reason why I know maybe because I overthink about it too much. I know I'm very awkward in my body. Do you understand what I mean? And
so you're conscious of every move.
I'm conscious of every move that I make.
You need therapy, Lota.
Facts.
I'm actually
no facts.
I'm not actually joking right
Thank
now.
you.
Bro, you need therapy.
Thank
you. I mean, okay. There was a time that I was online. Somebody said something that everybody has a trauma. And I thought about it while I was online with the person. I was thinking, no, not everybody. But at the same time, I come to realize that majority of the trauma that people are going through right now is something that has been instilled in them from a young age.
The childhood trauma is insane.
A lot of people that are going through trauma is not a trauma that they're going through when they grow up.
Yes.
It's a trauma that they're going through when they were young.
Yeah.
So how do you eliminate that?
Yeah.
Just like this, that what you mentioned just now, when everybody is viewing you what you are not even seeing within yourself.
Yeah.
But then you are now question, because when they open your eyes to what you're not seeing, you have more reason to want to, look at things from their own perspective.
Yes, for sure.
Because you were never even thinking about it in that way initially.
Yeah.
But they've opened your eyes to what you need to think about.
For sure.
And they are giving you more reason of what you actually need to open your eyes to look at.
Yeah.
When even you were never going to look at that in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you stopped at the age of 19, right?
I would say I stopped to what? Questioning myself.
Questioning yourself.
I started to do the work of accepting myself around the age of 19, 20. At the age of undoing the years of questioning how I naturally presented into the world.
My whole take, oh God, my whole take right now is, how did you, because, okay, I may not know how to word it.
Go for it.
Because from the young age to the age of 19.
Yes.
The damage has been done.
No, facts. Damage.
The damage has
because
been done.
how do you question your own existence?
How do you undo the questions that, because because for me right now, maybe I may not be able to say it correctly.
Yeah.
It's a when you question yourself to a certain level.
Yeah.
my thought is, how do you unquestion yourself
Yeah.
out of the question you question?
Facts. Because you doubt every move. Like, even to this age now, I'm very conscious of how I move in the world.
So that means the healing has not been done.
Yeah, obviously I know that.
That's why I'm saying that. Okay, because you said that you've done some job at
Yes.
the age of like
I haven't actively done any jobs. I would say the jobs I've done is just trying to tell myself that the way I present is
It's
fine.
okay.
That's it. So
Okay.
as far as work, I would say most of the work I've done, sometimes I think even a little bit unconsciously, is reminding myself that.
But that's the thing though.
Because even now, I would say my personality is a mix of my natural self, so my natural quote unquote feminine quirks, plus my adjusted self. The part of myself that ensures that I am safe in the world, that ensures that I don't get the scrutiny of my gender being questioned. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even though I know at my big age it's less likely to happen, but because I'm so used to that protection of ensuring that my gender doesn't get questioned, I still present a more, like, I try to mask it up a little bit. Do you understand what I mean?
just so
Even
you
though
can-
I try and I fail.
Bro, this is.
I try and I fail, but I try to mask it up a little bit because
So you can basically be accepted.
accepted, right? Which I hate because I don't want to be accepted. I don't care. I don't want to be accepted.
Sam, you blew
Sorry,
that
Devon,
mic.
I don't want to be accepted, but yet we all want to be accepted. I hate it, but I think that's just our safe.
Reduce your mic.
Okay.
Reduce your mic. Reduce your mic.
I think that's just a natural safety buffer in this life. Because we're in a place in our lives where we're trying to make change and become better versions of ourselves, I think we first need to have the conversation of accepting oneself as you are. Because I think
But that's the thing though,
What?
Sam. How can you accept yourself when the damage has been done? Look, because think about it, number one.
Yeah.
If the damage is done, if people outside are the one doing the damage, it's
Yeah.
a different thing. You can cancel it.
Facts. I hear you. But what happens when you start doing the damage to yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
When the damage is coming from yourself and people around you that are more closer to you,
Yeah.
it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. We do a damage to if you do a damage to a child life
Yes.
or you cause him a trauma,
Yeah.
the trauma is what he lives by to a certain
Yeah,
age.
it will follow
And
him.
the thing is, it's not easy to actually get out of the trauma.
Yeah. It's because it's years of thinking
Because
a certain way, of
think
being
about
a
it.
certain way.
Think about it. It's not that there was a time at any point whereby you had to go through a healing process within the time at which you were growing.
What do you mean? As in
The
like
thing
an
has
intentional
fo-
healing
The thing
process?
has followed you all to a certain
Yeah,
age.
absolutely.
Whereby you have mastered the skill of deception.
Fam, hit the nail on the head. Do you know what? That's what I was saying at the beginning. I tell my closest friends
Because
this all the
you know
time.
that-
I am one of the best pretenders you will find out there. I've had to do it my whole life. And I'm not saying it as like, oh, I'm the only one that's ever had to pretend. I think many people have.
Yeah.
But I've always tried to alter to just be more pleasing to the world and acceptable and palatable.
That's why people pleasing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I use the word deception, but
Yeah.
I feel like people have crafted the skill of deception because they don't live in the moment. They don't live in themselves anymore.
Yeah.
They are living in the trauma and how they want to be accepted.
Yes, and what makes them
Oh,
feel more
flip.
safe. Yeah.
Sam, I hope you're not living like that.
I really want anyone listening to this to go away with tools of how they can live and present themselves more authentically in the world that we live in. Because I think a lot of people undergo this situation of having to alter themselves to make themselves acceptable to the world. I think that's a very common thing that people do. And I think it's actually harming the world as we know it. And it's harming a lot of us.
But that's the thing, because that's why even for me, when you say this, even me as your brother, I'm honestly, Sam, you need therapy. We'll book it.
Right.
We'll
I mean, I want to be able to do the work myself, for sure. But I think, as I was saying, I feel like I really want someone to facilitate that process. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I realize that there's so much of myself that I've caged up or I've put in a...
Box.
Not even just a box, like, there are rules that you follow now, Sam. there are rules that you follow so you're more palatable to the world. You're more digestible to the world around you. And what I didn't realize is that I was killing genuine parts of myself that I think I deserve and the world deserves.
Yeah.
And to make me even like feel comfortable in my own skin and exist in the world.
Whatever you're going through,
Yes.
let's say, for example, people are built to help you get into trauma. Like, people are designed
Facts.
to help you walk into that trauma room.
Parents, friends, in fact, they hold the key to your trauma.
They can help you.
Facts.
In fact, they will lead you. They will guide you. And they will give you that process.
They will decorate.
And they will take you there.
Facts.
And you enter.
No.
And when you enter,
Facts.
they will now help you lock the door and leave you there.
leave you there.
And guess what? You will not be in the room alone.
Figuring it out.
Dealing with it.
People are wicked.
They are not wicked.
They're just
They are
human.
not wicked. They are just being human. They are just
You know,
being
sometimes I think, God, do you not look at this creation and just think, the fuck are you man doing, bruv?
Don't need to ask.
You know what? I always look at God and I can't lie. Sometimes I side at him. I'm just like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense.
No.
No, it doesn't make sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
It don't make
But
sense.
now,
Like some people face trauma from their own families, directly in the family that they've been put in. And do you know what? Sometimes that's why I really empathize with non-religious people. Because the way the world has been set up, like, fam, you have to fight for yourself.
fact.
If you don't fight for yourself, you're actually finished. And I'm talking about in mindset, spirituality. Because you're right. People will walk you into trauma. And some people just get away with it scot-free.
But they
no
don't
one's
know,
paying for their murder.
You know, the thing about it is, some of them are not even aware that they are
I agree.
getting you into
I
the
agree.
trauma.
I agree. Because I don't... Go on,
Because one
finish.
thing I've realized is some people, they don't intentionally put you in trauma.
No, you're right.
Some people,
You're right.
they are not aware of this is going to be a trauma.
A
Because
traumatic
guess what?
experience for you.
Guess
Yeah,
what?
you're right.
You are the one in the room.
Yeah.
You are the one in the room at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know what they are saying that is causing you trauma.
Yeah, for sure. I hate you.
It's important for people to be mindful of what they say to one another.
Yes.
But at the same time, everybody is still gonna be doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, whatever you're doing, it can be a trauma to somebody else. For me,
Fine.
I just feel like any single thing can trigger trauma, especially from a young age.
Yeah.
If you're saying that you don't walk right, your leg is will be
Yeah.
it can be that, what makes me different?
Yeah.
People need to understand that from a young age, you question everything.
You do.
You question your environment. You
Yeah.
question a lot of things. And it's the platter that they create for you is what you actually follow.
Yes.
A lot of people a lot of us that we grow up right now, is what they already let us understand that we understand till date.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us don't even know anything outside of what we know from a young age.
Yeah.
Some people are still living in their young age till date.
Yeah. No, I hate
So
you.
hence why a lot of the damage you do is from a young age. So if you're doing damage on somebody from a young age, and you're questioning why they are at the way they are at when they grow up, then go back to how what you've said to them from a young age. So before you question how I am right now, what have you imputed me from a young age? What have you made me realize about myself from a young age? You know the crazy part of this is there was a girl that there was a girl that, she liked me at a point, and me, if she want to go to the corner shop, she has to put makeup on. And when I say makeup
Full face.
full
My God.
face,
Yeah.
max out.
Yeah.
That even if you hug her,
Mike.
even if you hug her,
Yeah.
you'll be stained with the makeup. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, fair.
So, and for me, the one day
When you say pancake?
I hinted there. I said, you're just going to the corner shop now. What's going on? This one that you wear all this full-out makeup.
Yeah.
She said, I cannot go anywhere without wearing makeup.
Yeah.
That she cannot leave her house without wearing makeup. And I'm like, why? She's, she was like, because I'm not comfortable. I don't feel comfortable without wearing makeup. I'm like, but girl, you look beautiful. How come you know? But that, I don't know what I've been saying to her. Somebody could have told her that, you look ugly, bro.
Yeah,
and the next thing, she feels like the best way she can look beautiful is when she wear makeup.
Yep.
And the only way she can be accepted in the public is when she wears makeup.
Yes.
Girl,
and don't try it. No one is saying that don't wear makeup.
I'm not.
The issue is you really have to question your behavior.
Exactly.
You have to question your behaviors. Where is this coming from?
Where is this coming from?
Am I genuinely doing, like, I'm going to the corner shop. Am I genuinely doing this because I want to look pretty? Or you could be doing it because you hate your face.
It could be.
And that's an issue.
That's an issue.
That's an issue.
Therapy.
We have to fix it.
Or need the therapy.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
We're going to the place where we have to understand that the things that we do that make us feel comfortable aren't serving us anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, they're killing us even more.
Fact.
The things that we do to kind of mend or bandage our insecurities.
To make us be acceptable.
Yes, are no longer serving us anymore. And we have to accept the way that a lot of people say is that we have to lean into uncomfortability. We have to lean into uncomfortability. We have to. Because the thing is, if she now, the only way she can undo the work and start to believe something different about her face is if she starts wearing less makeup. If she stops wearing makeup, honestly, that's the only way. It's a belief system.
You know the thing, it has been rooted, because come to think about it, it could be something from a young age. Maybe they told her that, oh, your jawline is not this.
Yes, it's a certain type of way.
Your facial structure is
which
like
everybody gets. A lot of people get.
That's why even people that mention all this accent,
as in your accent?
Not even my accent. I'm just saying in general. People that question our accent.
Yes.
Everybody have accent.
Yeah.
You have your own accent.
Yes.
You talk your own way.
Yeah.
That's you.
I love the way I talk.
You're daft.
That's why I have a podcast.
I have you're daft.
Yeah.
I talk my own way. This is me.
Yeah.
I cannot try to be you.
Facts.
I cannot be talking like Sam on a podcast.
Right. I mean, sometimes you try to.
No, I don't.
You do. You always do that.
Like,
do it.
That's me just playing with you.
Guys, this is Seth trying to talk like me. What the fuck?
Wait, I did say it properly.
Do it properly.
Flip, it's not coming. I need a sentence.
Should I give you an example?
Should I give you an example? That's the thing. Bro, I can never sound like you.
No, baby.
You're a different entity.
I'm a different breed.
You're a different breed. You're different. You're on a different level. Right? And the same thing, nobody else can be like me.
Facts.
You can't have another
it doesn't mean that.
It doesn't make no sense.
There's no levels. You're on your level.
Remember, there was a time that I said that Sam tried to sing like me.
Yes.
You cannot.
Absolutely not.
And that is the beauty of every individual of us. The thing is, that's why I asked you about, from that young age to the age of 19, you've established that behavior.
Yeah, for sure.
You've grown into it.
As in what behavior?
Whatever trauma it is.
As in the behavior
of the trauma,
altering myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the behavior, the trauma has grown wings.
Yes, for sure. Especially once you start to believe things for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it has become your reality.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you live by what you've already structured yourself to be.
Yeah.
How do you then get yourself out of it?
Yeah, I hate you.
Without somebody actually holding your hand to take you out of it.
I hate you.
How do you go by every day?
You do the work. I'm definitely much better now than I am when I was younger, for sure. Which is why, like, even having a public platform like this, it's a scary thing because I know, and people still question me online. Do you understand what I mean? So having a public platform like this, it's doing things like this that heal me. Does that make sense? So let's even...
I know you mentioned that before.
Yeah, so let's even move to the area of, okay, I'm traumatized. We get it. We're all traumatized. Do you understand what I mean? How do we come out of that? Because it is your responsibility. No one is doing that work for you. At the end, it's just like what you said. People traumatize.
They walk you into it.
They walk you into it. But no one will deliver you from trauma but yourself.
Oh, yes.
You cannot wait for the person who traumatized you to deliver you from the trauma.
The
thing is, it's crazy because sometimes, even if we're speaking specifically about... Okay, let me not go as far as rape. Let me use a more delicate example. Someone has traumatized you. It's crazy because sometimes a parent that has traumatized a child, that parent may apologize and be genuinely sorry, but the trauma is still there. Because that person isn't going to heal that trauma. The apology doesn't heal the trauma. It is the work that you do that heals that trauma. No one's coming to save you, baby. I'm sorry. Not today.
Do you
not
know
tomorrow.
That
not the
I
next
feel like
day.
they might still be able to help.
As in the person who caused the trauma?
Yeah.
How so?
Retracting.
Yes.
Retracting what they say.
I mean, maybe for some people, but not so much. I found that even with certain things that happened in my life, and a particular person apologized, retracted what they said, and even says new things over me, I find that I may still live in that trauma because I've not done that for myself. And I think that's what it is. And that's what I mean by that person cannot save you. Until you start seeing yourself a different way, until you start saying a different thing to yourself.
Yeah,
because
makes
you
sense.
live with you. Like, what you say has the biggest impact. And if you're still existing in a world in a particular kind of way, living in that trauma, you're never going to come out of it.
That's
you
true.
have to start doing, and going back to the specific example, guys, I think one of the first things is realizing that people don't intentionally traumatize you.
Yeah. People don't.
People don't. And there are some people who do intentionally traumatize you, for sure. We definitely know
Wicked
that.
people.
But I think for a lot of people, healing, it starts from realizing that it is their fault. And even if it might, first of all, it might not be their fault, and then maybe they didn't know. And if it is their fault, you cannot keep blaming them and saying it's their fault, because you are still giving them the power. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You're still giving them the power to have power on how you present into the world. You have to say, okay, yes, it was their fault, but I ultimately have responsibility now of how I present to the world. I ultimately have responsibility now of how I show love, of what I believe about myself.
But that comes when you have the realization of that.
Absolutely.
When you've come to that maturity of that.
Yeah.
Not everybody will come to that maturity of understanding that, okay, I am at that,
I'm hurt.
Not even just hurt. Because it takes maturity for you not to blame somebody else for your for the trauma that they put you.
It even takes a certain level of healing. Yeah,
it takes a lot for you to want to even do the work.
Yeah,
because people want to live. People would rather live in that victim mentality of the trauma that they put them in.
Child.
So because it feels more better that way. It feels more good to live in the in the trauma of someone. Because you can use that as an excuse for everything. Everything. Because you can be like, okay, but they did this to me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I don't want to use this example because this might come out really bad, because there's been somebody that keep using that one thing as a reason for them to be doing things around. But to me, I'm thinking, no, that's so silly of you. But at the same time, it's like it takes a lot for you to come to that realization that, okay, you know what people have done to me, my eyes is open for me to say, Remy, let's say for example, like me, Remy, I'm sorry. Time to let it go. Time to let it go. Let's not, yes, they've done that. I don't blame them. I want to work on myself. Not everybody would want to do that. Yeah. Not everybody would do that. Yeah. Because bear in mind, they've lived majority of their teenage handling this. At what age do you think people will start this kind of journey? I think most people start in their 20s. A lot of this stuff comes up in your 20s. I'm telling you, when you are in your 20s, you're still in the era of wanting to even victimhood. A lot of people are, even into their 30s actually. Because a lot of people are. It is because when you've lived, the longer you should come to think about it. The longer you stay in something, the more you don't tend to even see the problem anymore. You're clouded, fam. You're clouded. It becomes so much of you that you don't even see that. You have. Some people don't even know that you have trauma. Yeah, facts. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Some people are not even aware of their own trauma. Facts. And you're projector. Some people you made yourself into projector. You're just projecting your trauma on everyone. They have no clue they have trauma. Facts. Some people, they have no clue that they are going through a lot. Some people they have no knowledge of, okay, the reason why I am this way is because of this. Yeah. But they just feel like maybe it's just something it's just how I am. It's just who I am. That's my personality. That's my character. Somebody instilled that in you a long time ago.
or you even developed it as a protective mechanism against a stressor that isn't even there anymore.
Yep. Do you see how mad that thing is?
Do you know what? I have to say this. That's why I've stopped. One, I've stopped blaming my parents. Because I realized that if I continue to blame my parents, I may become what I wish my parents weren't to me, to my children. Because if I keep blaming my parents, I will keep living in that trauma. I will pass it down to my children.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that, oh, my parents are horrible. My parents are beautiful parents, but they are all but human. In terms of they will miss certain things. And unfortunately, if they haven't done certain types of healing in their lives, they may pass that on. And unfortunately, maybe not to their knowledge. Because one thing is, the truth is, I'm Nigerian. A lot of Nigerian parents just may not have that emotional dexterity to even know they're passing something down. Or that emotional intelligence to know that, right, I'm actually passing something into my child.
Yep.
And they don't know it. In their innocence, they're just being themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I had to realize, and this is why this whole conversation, do you know what? I was working with someone and she was saying that, I don't know why she was just talking in general. She was like, I don't know why everyone in our generation hates their parents. And you know, I've noticed this trend, bruv.
Sam, ask my mom. I promise you, ask her.
Thank you.
Ask my mom. Honestly, I had this discussion with my mom in the car.
Yeah. It's a pandemic. And I don't think it's a very secret pandemic. It's common. And I agreed with her. I was like, everyone I speak to has an issue. Like, to the point where I would call it a stronghold with their parents.
They blame their parents.
It's not even about blaming parents. The relationship they have with their parents is just very skewed.
I was saying it to one of my friends. And what I said to her was, what your parent is doing to you. What your parent is doing to you. You will be surprised that there's a tendency of you replicating the same thing.
Yeah.
If you don't heal from it.
Yeah.
You avoiding it or distancing or running away from it doesn't mean that you're healed.
Yeah, for sure.
Or setting boundaries away from
boundaries
it doesn't mean that you're avoiding it.
Boundaries.
You're basically preparing yourself. You're basically preparing yourself to transfer it. It's a transferable. Because
it's in you.
It's in you.
Yeah. That hurt is in you.
You cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
It's what is already been instilled in you. You can give back to the society. They're paying people that choose to start killing people every day is what they've given to them. People that decide to, all these people that are doing bad today, or they were not born to be bad. Some of them, because of what life has showed them, they decide to be bad. Not that I'm justifying what they are doing, but what I'm saying is, you'll be surprised to understand that most people, the damage that some people are causing in the society today is as a result of what they've been given.
Yeah, and not healed from.
Yeah,
and not dealt with. It's
so, like, let's say for example now, and it may not be the person that they put it on. Let's say for example, okay, the best way I can put it. Let's say this guy has been traumatized. He has not healed from it. He's dealing with that trauma. He has a child. He will pass that trauma to that child. And whatever you transfer from yourself to another person, is always doubled. You don't reduce. It's doubled because whoever your successor has to be greater than you in every ways. So if you pass a trauma to your child, it may not be you that the trauma has been passed to that might be the most violent one. It's the one that is being passed to after. That might be the one that
will come out in a different way.
It will come out in a different way. It may not be the one that will not be, that wake up one day and say, okay, you want to go to one school and kill everybody.
Yeah, because of his family.
And
also, it's actually been shown that trauma can come up in DNA. So it can be so deep-seated that we can actually physically and biologically pass it on to our children.
Yeah?
Yeah. So... Don't know. Yeah, seriously.
Well, why, I mean?
No, I'm serious. Because what happens is when you live in trauma for a certain...
Trauma is in the head now.
Yes, but when you live with trauma in a certain amount of time, it starts to change the biology and even the shape of your brain, right? I can bring up studies. I'm serious, because I listen to loads of podcasts, and a lot of people, or trauma experts, say that when we live in trauma for so long...
It will change your brain.
Yeah, because you're not, our brain shape changes as we grow. And sometimes what we experience in the world, even emotionally, can change the shape of our brains. Yeah, it's crazy. I'll send you the podcast. It's crazy.
This guy is so shit.
So, I'm serious.
Trauma is not physical. You know.
Should we ask ChatGPT?
Trauma is not.
Should we ask ChatGPT?
Trauma is not physical. You know that.
Yes, I know, but it can.
Trauma is inside here,
and it can become.
Nobody can see it,
and it can become.
It's
physical.
not something that can.
Sam, should we ChatGPT it right now?
Sam,
let's ChatGPT it.
Which expert are giving you this?
Sev, let's ChatGPT it right now. There we go. So, this is ChatGPT's response. This was our question to ChatGPT this week. Can psychological/emotional trauma change my physical biology, like brain shape or DNA? This is ChatGPT's response. Yes, psychological and emotional trauma that we hold on to can lead to measurable changes in your physical biology, including, number one, brain structure and function. Chronic or severe trauma, especially during childhood, can change the shape, size, and function of key brain areas. One, including the amygdala, may become hyperactive or enlarged, heightening fear and emotional reactivity. Okay, I'm going to move on. It can also change your DNA and epigenetics. Trauma doesn't change the DNA sequence itself, but it can affect how genes are expressed through a process called epigenetic modification. Chemical tags like lethal groups may turn genes on or off. So essentially, the trauma that you experience, hold onto, can turn certain genes on and off, and how we express it. Yes, sir. These changes can affect stress response, immune function, and mental health. Wow. Some epigenetic changes have even been found to persist across generations. Generational curses isn't just about generational spiritual curses. It's the trauma we hold on to and we pass on to our children.
So sometimes,
guys, it's real. We think this stuff is just emotional and in the brain. When you live in stress and trauma for so long and you accept trauma and you don't deal with it, it becomes you. It changes you entirely. It's insane. Guys, get therapy. It's not. This is why when the African... Let me finish. Don't even that's the thing me. Let me finish. When the African society trivializes, what's it called? Therapy. It pisses me off.
Even therapy. The therapist need therapy.
What therapist?
Whoever will therapy you would need therapy.
Of course, they need therapy.
The moment they go through your problem...
Guys, trauma can be so damaging. And it upsets me that the African society sees like physical illnesses and ailments, and they treat it more severely than mental ailments. Mental ailments need to be dealt with head on, or it can be so deep-seated that it can change our biology and how we interact with the world. It's not a joke. I'm so sorry.
That one I didn't know about.
It's not a joke. We have to take this stuff more seriously. Because these are the generational curses that we're talking about. Generational curses.
So stress.
Stress can be passed down. Stress can be passed down. Do you know what? I was even looking at myself in the mirror. I was looking at myself in the mirror this week.
Thank you.
For what? That you're not a stressful person?
I'm not a stressful person. I have zero stress. So my children, be lucky. I have zero stress.
I was looking at myself in the mirror this week and I was like, Sam, you're aging. Ew. I was like, no, Sam, you kind of look a bit older to me. And it's not normal older. I was like...
Like older?
Yeah, I was like, Sam, you need to chill.
Grandpa, or which one?
It was giving 40s.
Jesus is like...
And guys, I'm the type of person where I do stress a lot, especially because I like to also work hard. No, I don't like to work hard, but as in I like to put effort into something I'm working on. Do you understand what I mean? But sometimes I work on it so hard that...
Look like this. Look at it.
Tell me I'm still young. It's starting to show on my face, isn't it?
Kind of.
Yeah, I need to, guys, I need to take a chill pill.
Take a chill pill.
I need to take a chill pill.
Do you want to go to Barcelona? Where do you want to go?
Are you gonna buy my ticket?
We need the holiday.
Are you gonna buy my ticket?
Maybe the therapy you need is holiday. I'm back to word. Maybe the therapy you need is holiday.
That part.
That's another form of therapy.
That part.
Because if you're outside of your environment, therapy in here.
Maybe the therapy I need is a holiday. Guys, book yourself
Go
a holiday, bruv.
Go to Bali.
Yes. It's getting that summer. And also, I
5-star land.
And also, I don't care what kind of body you have. Show that body, baby. Show that body. Let them see that body, baby. It's not everyday gym. Sometimes just show that body. Yes. My parents are going to kill me for that. Show that body, baby. Wear that bikini. Wear those booty shorts. Yeah, baba. Guys, just some housekeeping. Make sure you guys comment on the episode. Make sure you like and also rate us 5 stars if you are listening on Spotify. YouTube. Don't forget to share as well.
Instagram.
Share with the people you love, TikTok. Guys. Share this community with the world. We want to bring as many people abroad on this journey with us.
Yes. And well done, guys. We're able to hit a lot of big numbers on TikTok, big numbers on...
We're so close to 100K.
Exactly.
On TikTok.
Big numbers on Instagram.
Yes, nearly close to 30K on Instagram.
YouTube, we are getting there.
We're getting there, but we need your help.
But we need your help.
We need your help.
Let's push it as much as possible.
Yes.
And definitely, this is going to be a very, very massive community whereby, we need your advice.
No facts.
You can tell us, show us the way. Why we tell you, we share what we also know.
Yes.
As well.
Okay, Seth, is there anything you want to say to the people before
that
we
I love
close
you guys?
out?
That's basically how I feel. I really genuinely actually love you guys. I always go to the comment section. And I'm always looking forward to the comment section.
That is definitely true. I hear you. Just to hear what y'all have to say. Just hear what y'all have to say, baby.
I love to see it from you guys' perspective. So, yeah, let's meet at the comment section.
And also start the thing. Stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
Start the thing.
Which one?
Start the bloody thing. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
You have it in you.
Start it.
Enough reading, enough educating. Start the thing.
Start it.
Start the thing.
Put in the work.
Just put in the work.
Why are you procrastinating,
You're too comfortable. Lean into the uncomfortability, baby.
Start the work.
Start the work, baby.
Put in the work.
Lean into the uncomfortability. Swim in it. Lick it.
Dive. It won't leak. How can you... Sam? Are you sure your mind is here?
Make love to the uncomfortability, baby.
Hey, this guy.
Yeah, romance the uncomfortability. Ravishing it until it becomes comfortable. And then move on to the next project.
Guys, in a nutshell, what Sam is saying is...
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, I felt that in my spirit.
Oh my goodness, you need it.
I felt that in my spirit. From my head to my toe.
Oh, I know.
Ooh,
I know.
From my ankle to my...
I know you need it. Sam, let's wrap up, bro.
Okay, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for the love and support.
We love you.
Take care of yourselves.
You too.
Bye now.